I just cranked it up. You should be hearing it now.
Actually, me and a couple other guys put the
Do you expect Shamar Stewart to practice today?
We'll start him back. Yep. See how he looks.
What would you need to see for him to play on Sunday, or is it just too?
Yeah, different because he's a rookie, and he's missed some time, so we'll just get him back. Saw him on the rehab field last week. Looked like he was making really good progress. Now it's just get him out there and see what he looks like today. Today's not full scale, like we have on previous Wednesdays. We'll start to lighten it up a little bit. So tomorrow I'll probably get a better indication of what he looks and feels like.
There's at least a chance that he could go.
Yes.
Where does T stand? He's still in the protocol?
Yeah, protocol. So he'll be limited today. Individual stuff.
He is going to practice.
But he is.
And the limited individual stuff. That's part of his comeback from the concussion.
Given what happened with him coming back and then injecting himself back into the protocol after the Bills game, do you have to be extra careful, or you still just leave it into the doctor's hands and whatever they say?
Yeah, we trust them. I mean, they've done a great job with all this stuff. And so, again, we trust them. And getting a guy back to practice is part of the guy coming back and returning from a concussion. And it'll be a very limited basis.
What's the plan for, if he can't play, you go deep in that receiver room with other guys?
We did this the last time we played him 2 weeks ago. Same roster, same look. So at least we know what that looks like if he's not able to go. Very similar group.
How disappointing was it to find out about Hendrickson and not potentially being able to happen for the rest of the year?
Yeah, nothing new, really. I mean, that's how it's been the last couple of weeks.
How big the next 4 games going to be for Shamar's development? If he's able to play, get accelerated.
I mean, I think, we've got high expectations for him, and he's worked really hard to meet those and done everything he can do. And unfortunately, the setback with the injury, there's nothing he can control. So I don't think there's a pressure to see anything from him in the next 4 weeks. We'll see how he feels as practice goes this week. If he's able to get into a game this week, whenever it is, just keep progressing him, keep improving, and that's the biggest thing. Kind of like I've said with a lot of the other rookies we've got that have gotten to play more time. Keep getting better every single week, and Shamar falls in the same category. But he's been great. I mean, these last couple of weeks, he sits right in front of me in the team meeting. Like, he's attentive. You can tell he wants to be back, and now it's just a matter of making sure he's healthy.
How challenging has this season been for you?
They're all challenging. Every situation, every season is unique. It's got its own challenges. It's got its own ups and downs. So I just take it week to week, and now we're focused on Baltimore and trying to find a win and really want to win this game to get ourselves a little bit of momentum before the next one. But every season's a challenge in its own ways. Even when your record is flipped from what it is now, there's still challenges and adversity you're going to face. And our guys are eager for this one. You can feel the energy level still really good in the building, and expect it to go play well on Sunday.
Anytime you're asked about pressure, you say no one puts more pressure on you than you. When did you? Yeah, comfortable isn't the right word, but when were you able to kind of tune out the outside noise, especially during challenging seasons like this record-wise?
Oh, I don't think that's something that just happens now. I mean, that's your whole life gets you ready for that. So I enjoy pressure. I enjoy adversity. It's nothing that scares us or makes us nervous. It's part of why you're in this profession, is doing challenging things and doing things you don't think everybody can do. And so we work really hard, even when it's tough, and even when it looks bleak, to find the silver lining and keep working through it and find a way to win. And those are some of your greatest moments when you face a lot of challenges and you come through it. And so we embrace that. It's not something we let get us down. It's frustrating when you don't win. It's frustrating when you're in close games. Yeah, that's the amount of work we put in and the expectations we have for ourselves. That's really hard when it doesn't go your way. But it doesn't change the fact that you got to wake up Monday morning and the Ravens are coming to town. And so you got to find a way to win.
Obviously, you tried many different things, I'm sure, through the course of the season to message your players, get through to them, motivate them in any way possible.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you this year? How many ways have you tried?
Yeah, I don't try to do anything outside of my personality. Number one, I think that's guys can see through that. So I just try to be true to myself, and everything I say is upfront and honest with them. And my message can change week to week in terms of the tone and what our approach is. But the bottom line is I'm going to try to find every way I can to keep the team moving in the right direction and get the best out of everybody. And our coaches do the same thing, and our players have been responsive to that. I think they've taken really well to the feedback. We've had great, honest conversations with a lot of guys, and we'll just keep going along that course.
Do you remember your sternest moment with the team?
No.
Even individually?
No, I mean, it's every week you kind of put in the past a little bit. I obviously take my notes on things I got to do different over the course of the week or things we did well, but my focus is solely on Baltimore right now.
What makes the Ravens defense tough to game plan against?
They're really good. I mean, they've got a lot of veterans. They're really smart, and you can just see the communication really starting with Roquan, seeing on the whole back end with Hamilton. They've got edge guys that are veterans, interior guys that are veterans, linebacker that's a veteran, safeties that are veteran, and rookie first-round pick, and the DBs are all really smart. And obviously. A younger one over there with number 2, but still with Cheeto and Marlon and all those guys. It's a really veteran group, and so that shows up with their communication, with how they're playing all the different defenses, their response to one of your responses, how quickly they get it communicated. It's all really impressive, and nothing is easy when you play against them. And so again, it takes a lot of work from us over the course of the week. Obviously, it's nicer having 7 days as opposed to 4 days, but that still doesn't make it any less challenging. They're a tough defense to go against.
How important is it to have, as you're building a roster, to have that mesh of veteran guys and young guys on the defensive side of the ball, like making sure that it's the right mix to get it to where you need it to be?
Yeah, you try to find a balance just to make sure your unit's as good as it can be.
What makes Scott Hamilton special?
I don't know what position you would really say he plays. He's I don't even know if he's listed as a safety. Maybe that's probably the last position he plays right now. But he is really an effective defensive end. He's an effective linebacker. He's an effective nickel. He's an effective cover guy. So whatever spot you want to classify as that is, he's really intelligent. He's really long. He's really strong. There's not a lot of weaknesses to his game. His football intelligence is extremely high, and so he's somebody you have to be in tune with every single play.
Do you compare him to anybody, or is he?
No, not really. No, I mean, you can maybe put him in a safety category with some really great. I didn't really play. I hate to make some comparisons because some guys I don't know as well, but he's certainly a unique guy to play against. He's really good.
We were pretty honest with a few of us at owners' meetings about the lack of the second contracts that you guys have given to offensive linemen, maybe being an indictment of that being an area that you guys wanted to improve. When you look at how well Marius is playing and how well Dylan is playing right now, did you and Duke and the personnel group change anything in your process of evaluating offensive linemen, or is it just as simple as those two, you guys just really hit on those two?
Well, starting with Amarius, I mean, the reason we took him in the first round, our scouts had tremendous conviction on him. He only had 7 games on tape for us to watch as a coaching staff. Our scouts had been there in Georgia. They'd talked to the coaches. They'd watched him practice. So I give a lot of credit to our scouting department on Amarius because they had great conviction. As you can imagine, anytime a guy has limited film, from a coaching standpoint, it's hard to know what you're getting. So I give them full credit because he's been awesome to work with. He's a guy who's eager to be at his best. He's very coachable. He's got a high level of football intelligence. Amarius is really on a tremendous trajectory for us right now, but our scouting department played a huge part in that. Dalton is a veteran guy that some of our coaches have been around before as well, so we knew what we were getting when we added him in training camp from that veteranness, and I think he's done an excellent job filling in there at right guard and giving us really good leadership in the room in conjunction with some other veterans we have. But also just his play on the field next to Marius has been good too, as a veteran guy next to a second-year player. So really pleased with how those two guys have done a great job for us this year.
What about Dylan?
I think Dylan's on a great trajectory as well. I'm really pleased with him. Again, he's sandwiched between 2 really veteran players that are helping bring him along. I think Scott and Mike have done a great job in that room as well, developing these guys and getting the most out of everybody. So it's been a great combination of a lot of things, and we've got a lot of confidence in our offensive line right now.
You were talking about pressure. Do you feel any extra pressure this week because you guys could be eliminated from playoff contention if it was?
I mean, maybe it sounds silly, but every week for us is I can tell you what we're doing every minute of every single day leading up to Sunday to get ourselves right, and that's what we focus on. We want to win more than anything, so we don't look at it in that light. It's just what can we do to win this game, and that's the same approach that we have every week.
Are there any telltale signs you look for to make sure the guys are still into it? Any telltale signs around the building?
I feel like I've got a really good feel for these guys right now, and they can, and you see it when you're watching the Buffalo game, when you're watching the Baltimore game. I mean, it's there, it's evident, and our guys have expected to win these games, and obviously we didn't come through on that last one, but I think it's crystal clear when you watch us play football what our guys are up to right now.
Is there anything you look for, like in the weight room or in practice? Or
I'm not always in the way, so at practice, the energy's been great. The communication's outstanding. Guys are flying around. Guys are, we're asking certain things of them during practice that we're going to show the team on Friday mornings, and it always shows up in practice. And so that's what you can ask for, and our guys are giving that to us.
3 of your 4 wins this year have come against the AFC North. Why have you guys been so successful this year in division play?
I can't answer that. It's obviously I wish there's more of them, and it's a big deal. Your best chance of doing all the things you want to do in the postseason, run through the division, winning the division, being successful in your division, and so we feel like we got a great feel for them. They got a great feel for us. I can't pinpoint why 3 of our 4 have been against our division.
Had DJ Turner trailing the other team's best receiver a lot this year. What's it mean for the defense when you can do that, and what's it say about his willingness to want that?
Well, he absolutely wants that. He has earned all this. He's not a guy that just speaks and doesn't put in the work. I've told stories all season about training camp conversations with him, and just really proud of him, the way he's handled everything, and the way that he just fights every week. And you can just feel you can genuinely feel the confidence from him oozing off of him. And he's been a tremendous asset for us. He's a really good communicator. It's really important to him. He understands what it means to cover their best guy. He understands all that entails, the good and the bad, and he's willing to embrace it all. And proud of the season he's having, and he'll just continue to lead us. And there's some great opportunity here, starting with this game as well. So I'm excited to watch DJ finish out the year.
Is that always the case? You could feel his confidence, or is this something that you've kind of seen crank up?
I think he's always had it. I can't pinpoint any difference. I just think for a lot of guys, going into, this is what, year 3 for DJ, that makes a lot of sense. And corner's a really challenging position. There's a lot of ups and downs when you're facing the high level of players you got to face every week in this league. And so your experience really starts to kick in. You've seen a lot of different things. You've started to see repeat receivers over and over again. So you understand a little bit of maybe how they're trying to attack you and some of the nuances of their game. And so you get into that 3rd year, that 4th year, and a lot of things start to kick in, and I think he's just really disappointed with how he goes about his whole process, how he practices, and how he plays, and he's proven to be a guy that we can really count on.
When you play a team twice in 3 weeks, is it easier or harder to craft?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's there's only one game. There's really 8 quarters, like Pitch likes to say, before of new film, and that's including ours against them. So you get to this point in the year, and yeah, there's adjustments everyone's making, we're making, and they're making, but the proof is kind of in the previous 12, 13 games of tape of what your identity is and how you want to be. And you can always adjust based on your opponent, but for the most part, the core of what you're going to be is out there. And so to play a team 2 times in 3 weeks is what their identity is, and now you just got to be ready for some of the wrinkles they're going to throw at you. Thank you.